everyone, this is Luminous coming to you guys with a pro Dota commentary. Today I'm casting IG versus Nirvana China, and this is part of the ECL 2011 games. ECL is a online Chinese tournament, and I believe this match is one of those matches towards the end of the tournament. I think this is like a semi-final match. IG is going to be on Sentinel today, and then Nirvana China picking and banning second on Scourge. Now, of course, I think I said at the last time I casted IG versus Nirvana China, which was the SMM final match, I think at the end of that commentary I said, I think I'm done with Dota 1 for now, move on to Dota 2. And then I saw a couple of replays uploaded to the Ghost of Gamer. I was like, I think my viewers don't mind. I don't think you guys would mind if I cast a couple of Dota 1 games, because hey, I think a lot of you guys don't have Dota 2 yet, and I think you guys are still liking Dota 1 more. I think that's the case. Yeah, you guys could let me know if it's not the case in the comment section below. But hey, I'm gonna be doing Dota 1 and Dota 2, so don't worry. But most likely leaning towards Dota 2 as we move on to Dota 2. Keep in mind the don't quote me on this because this is just my guess. And I believe a couple of professional players also theorycraft, they theory that Dota 2 is coming out public beta release on February. This is just a complete guess. I don't know. This is a complete guess. I guessed it was February, maybe like 2-3 months ago. Perhaps when they had the international. I think that was my time frame. February it's gonna be out. But then just looking at how slowly Valve is releasing the heroes week by week, I'm not too sure February is going to be the case. So maybe a little bit later. I don't know. It's just purely my guess. And whoa, we see an anti-mage being banned up. Of course, these bans so far are fairly common. Anti-mage ban is eyebrow raising. Let me tell you this. IG is not afraid of that hero. Afraid of hero in the same sense that they are afraid of, let's say, Puck or Bat Rider. You know, those like game-breaking, dominating heroes. Anti-Mage is one of those bans that, yeah, you don't, like, he's okay, you could deal with him, but you rather not to. Anti-Mage has a lot of counters. I mean, a lot of counters. Lycanthrope, Shadow Demon. I could just make a list of counters that he has. You could push against him really quickly. If he doesn't get farm, he doesn't have any AoE, he doesn't have any tanking potential, he's level dependent. Like, there's so many ways you could defeat the Anti-Mage. And I'm gonna pause real fast. So why does IG actually want to ban this hero, Luminous, if he's so easily countered? Well, IG lately has been running a lot of heroes that mana is extremely precious. I've seen them run Necrolite strats, I've seen them run CK strats, I see them run Panda strats, and guess what all three of them have in common? They need mana like crazy, and here we go. We see a Panda pick up, and can you imagine that Panda goes in, starting to do his thing, Anti-Mage blinks up Manta style, right hit you a couple times, and suddenly you don't have an ultimate? Can you imagine that? Suddenly Panda becomes a almost useless hero in that regard. So Anti-Mage ban most likely is to protect a couple of their heroes. Again, they could easily deal with Anti-Mage, and I'm sure you guys will give me those statistics like, oh man, Anti-Mage has an absurd win rate in so-and-so tournament. And I agree, he does have a great win rate, but I feel like there's a lot of ways to deal with Anti-Mage, and I'm pretty sure, given the fact that none of these Chinese teams are really picking Anti-Mage lately, I'm sure you could find me selected a couple replays to prove me otherwise. But for the most part, I think Chinese teams in general don't really feel like Anti-Mage is a strong hero. So this ban I felt like I need to talk a little bit more about, because it is a little bit eyebrow raising for the most part. So Panda being first picked up here, this is a fairly common pick and ban in the Chinese scene lately. And the reason being so, well, Panda, he is insanely strong in a team fight. I mean, when you're facing up against Panda, you feel like you're facing up against, like, say, a Shaker with the Blink Dagger or a TIE Hunter or something like that, because once he comes in with the ultimate, what do? You try to run. But I think I said this in my, just the last commentary, you're gonna have trouble running, because, well, right now the metagame is so in tune with things like Weaver, Lycanthrope, Jangles. You're going to be having trouble escaping from things like that. And Panda, of course, a dual disable, a 2-second boulder stun, a cyclone. It's just a lot of stuff to deal with. So, I mean, I'm just going to first pick it. I'm still doubting whether it's worth the first pick, but Chinese teams are doing very well with it. So, let's roll with it. Let's see how it's going to do. I mean, on the other side here, we're going to see a Crystal Maiden and CK. And CK is one of those rising picks as well. It's first picked up fairly frequently, and that's simply because he's so naturally tanky. You could just get like treads on him, and he could just be so effective. We see things like Urns on him, we see things like Django on him, and those are not really like carry items per se. They're actually very utility based items, but he does so much work just with utility items alone. And that's why a lot of Chinese teams are favoring him lately, and we're going to see him picked up rather easily in combination of a Crystal Maiden. Now, of the times I've seen CK, he's usually paired up with the Crystal Maiden or a Lich, and they usually place him at the mid lane as a dual lane with the Crystal Maiden. But definitely we might be expecting him to go on a side lane as well. Very strong hero. With the boots of speed, he is going to be up to 380 movement speed. So that's something like crazy. Like, again, this is a very MS based map, I feel like, or at least it's developing toward that situation. Crystal Maiden, which is a a very stable support, she's been phasing out, at least I guess 3 or 4 months back. I know this is like more or less a history lesson. I feel like now which by the way, I believe the next Dota version is coming out during Christmas Day, as IceFrog always release a Dota version during Christmas. So I feel like I need to give a little bit of a recap or history lessons of what it felt like going through this version. But yeah, 3 or 4 months back, Crystal Maiden wasn't picked that often. And teams are starting to realize, wow, she's actually a really good hero, because this map is really dependent on chasing. And guess what? She has she has 2 AoE slows, and that's a big deal when it comes to chasing. Of course, also lately we've been seeing a lot of arcane boots play, right? So when teammates are getting arcane boots, the Crystal Maiden player don't really need to get things like aura. Because hey, you got arcane boost to boost up your mana anyway, so she could get spells like Nova, she could max Nova, she could max Bite, whatever the situation calls for, she will do that. And she's a very, very versatile support, and she's picked up way before Vengeful Spirit in this case here. So yeah, that's kind of like the evolution of the map, and I actually really like to discuss about things like that, or read up things on that. But anyways, let's go back to pick and ban here. Windrunner and the Lich is going to be the second and third picked up here. I don't really need to say too much about these two heroes. One thing I want to point out so far about the two picks of IG is that both Panda and Lich, they are very dominating in a team fight. They're very strong as well in lane. But one of the biggest weakness is their cooldown is absurdly huge. Like it's huge cooldown, especially of that Panda. So if Nirvana China could juke out a couple ultimates, or if they could choose team fights very, very frequently, they could easily take advantage of those long cooldown of ultimate. But one thing I've seen IG that are just so good at doing, they're so good at avoiding fights. Like they're like, oh man, our ultimates are down, let's just not take the fight. They're so good at doing that. So of course we see a couple respect bans going along the way here. Of course, a respect ban of the Syllabert to Zoe, one of the best Syllabert players in China at the moment. Gondar is a respect ban to YYF, who just dazzled everyone with the Gondar pick in the SMM. And then Stormspirit is a respect ban to X, because he is, I mean, here's how much I like about X, because there are heroes that are just not commonly picked. Tinker is not a commonly picked hero. Stormspirit, not commonly picked nowadays anymore. But you have a guy on your team that makes people ban that hero against you because you're just so good, and that hero's not even picked. So I mean, that's why I love X. I'm a huge X fanboy. So Stormban, and then we're gonna see a Slardar. And again, this is kind of what I'm saying, a very MS based map. Look at the heroes that we see on the pool, right? Panda has a slow. He has his ultimate, which prevents his team basically running away with that Fire Panda, Cyclone, and of course with the Boulder Toss. Windrunner with mobility, of course. Lich with the slow. Of course, Chain Frost, that's anti-mobility, I say. Slardar with mobility, and man, we see such a tanky lineup here from IG. Me on the other side, Crystal Maiden anti-mobility, Weaver and CK mobility, and then of course Ventmaster. So I mean, it's a very, very common trend that's happening lately. And just developing the picks here, Slardar going to be used as a pseudo counter pick to Weaver, you might think, but no, it's going to be towards that Seeking. It's not Seeking. Chaos Knight, CK. CK is really, really tanky due to the fact that he has really high strength growth. So one of the best way to hit him down is to do the minus armor, because CKs nowadays usually like to get pipe as well. So basically he's like unkillable against a nuking lineup. But hey, get a Slaughter, amp damage him, and then you could easily right click him down, and then we see a DK here. So if you look at the lineup here on IG, oh my goodness, how are you going to kill these guys? Panda's tanky because he has evasion, he has his ultimate. Slaughter has high strength bro, he has sprint to run away. DK, I mean, we all know how tank that hero is, especially with the way that Chinese teams build him. You get Vanguard, you get Pipe, you get an AC, you're not going to kill him. And guess what? You're going to put a Frost Armor on all of those guys. How the hell you're going to kill these guys? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if Nirvana.cn has an answer. And they don't really have, I mean, they have a high DPS line. Woo, we're going to see a Doom. But no, CK is a high DPS hero. That's great, but he's melee. So Frost Armor is going to mess him up. And of course, you know, you could run circles around melee heroes. Weaver is going to be okay, but only if you have like 1,000 items on him. And, you know, only if the swarm hits you for like 80 seconds. And I guess Doom now, it's going to be the pick here for King J. So King J Doom here. Let's talk about who's playing what. King J is going to be a Doom 357. It's going to be on the Venomancer seeking on that Chaos Knight. Weaver is going to be played by X. And then Banana is going to be played by, or excuse me, Banana is playing the Crystal Maiden. Me on the other hand here, Slaughter being played by YYF. Lich is going to be handled by Faith. Me on the mid lane, we're going to see Zoe, solo mid DK, Zoe. Panda is going to be played by Ferrari, insane micro player by the way, and we're going to see Tron, support Woodrunner, and I think we all know how good Tron is, so let's end it with that. So I'm not too sure whether we're going to see Lich could definitely see like Lich DK mid. We've seen that, you know, many times, but it seems like we're going to see a Lich Slaughter top. And Lich plus a Survivor on the top lane is a fairly common way to play on the Sentinel. And what I mean by Survivor is like, you know, a Weaver, a Potom, a Slaughter in this case, where they have a spell that could help them escape. Slaughter has Sprint to help him escape. Of course, he has a very tanky, you know, strength free anyways. But we're going to see DK solo mid. Of course, you see that he haven't spent all 600 gold. In fact, he's only spent 200. So it means he's going for a quick bottle. And, you know, Pinoy fans, is he going to be bottle crawling? We will see. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, the lane state is going to be developed. We're going to see a Crystal Maiden and CK on the top lane. One thing I want to point out about this is that you can see most professional teams nowadays, especially in the Chinese and the Southern East Asian scenes, when they go into these lanes, they always carry sentry wards because you basically expect the enemy team to block off your camp. So sentry ward is going to be ensuring that you could do the pull. And you can see a little bit of engagement in the jungle here. Of course, Venomancer very smart here. He can just use his physical body to block the ward, and it looks like a little bit of engagement on Tron. Tron should be fine as Windrunner is already used, and Panda trying to come back to do a little bit of escape. This lane is going to be really tough here for Panda and the Windrunner. They might be able to pick on 357 a little bit if he has really poor positioning, because he is only 400 range, he's very weak, and a shackle shot plus a couple of right clicks can easily bring him down. I'm going to try and doing a fairly good job in terms of harassing, doing a couple of denies as well, which is nice. So unfortunately, like I said earlier, there's going to be no creep stats because our observer sat in the wrong slots. So very difficult in terms of checking how everyone's farming. So this game I'm going to focus a little bit more on things like, you know, positioning and item progression and things like that. Alright, so DK is going to be soloing against Doom mid, and you guys forgot, you know, why this hero is good. And I think I forgot why this hero is good. I actually think it's not that good, to be completely honest. There was a couple of months ago where Doom was picked game after game after game. I was like, dude, this is not that good a hero. And he has since phased out a couple of times because his armor is so low. And my question is, why the hell are they picking Doom against Slaughter? Because Slaughter is like, yo, I got minus like 12 armor. Was it 15? Like minus insane amount of armor for you. And you're going to pick Doom against me? That's disrespect, son. So I don't know what the hell that's about, and we'll have to see. I mean, Doom might be an answer to Panda. Let's say if Panda comes in right now, which, by the way, a lot of Panda play nowadays don't use a Blink Dagger. Basically, you just, you know, have your teammates to set up a slow for you, and then he just basically run in an ultimate. And I guess a Doom pick basically forces the Panda to get a Blink, which is not bad for the Panda per se. Like, I don't think he minds a Blink, but that also means that he's gonna have a lot weaker mana pool to work with. Most Panda players would, you know, really like a Django to really help his mana pool. So I could kind of see where Doom has his effect in this game, but I mean, I guess you could Doom Tron as well, because you know he's gonna be shackling you 8 times in a single team fight. So, I mean, valid targets to pick the Doom. I just don't really feel comfortable having Doom against a Slaughter, as you guys would imagine. On top lane here, it is a Lich and Slaughter. Of course, Lich doing his deny, but Crystal Maiden doing a lot of creep deny here as well. You can see that he's stacking the camp. It's going to be doing a little bit pulling as well, and that is going to overall deny creep camp. Another stack going on. And really, there's nothing you can do about it, and this is why a lot of times you ward off the enemy jungle, and this is, again, a lot of times why support players come in the lane with sentry wards to really get that pull off, because it is just so important to deny a lot of creep waves, especially when you're facing against heroes such as Lich. It's so annoying, right? Of course, we do see, yeah, same thing happening on the other side of the map. So a very, very tame opening here. We see Observer will drop here by 357. Does that even block the camp is the question. I would imagine it does. And looks like a little bit of engagement. Weaver should be okay. He's got 3 tangos. Oh, might get Shackle. That's the question. Do you have he does have a Sentry Ward, so he could drop down and go for a kill if the situation is favorable to them. But yes, a very tame opening so far. As we see skills being picked up here. DK will be maxing his Fire Breath as he goes. Of course, with the bottle, he's going to have a fairly easy time pushing that wave with the Fire Breath. As we see a huge engagement over here. Spell being traded. Reality Rift. Lich might be in trouble. Do we have another spell? It's a question. Crush gets in, but keep in mind, CK is the fastest, one of the fastest moving here in the game. No, they're going to go for Slaughter instead. There's a freeze by and a couple more right clicks is going to do the job, of course. Venomancer also TP'd in as well. Very, very good play coming here from Nirvana in China. I mean, this is what, 4 minutes in the game, or a Venomancer has a TP scroll. This is how much they value a gank coming in such an early stage of the game. So they got the successful first blood off. I really like their decision making in terms of going after the Slaughter instead. I wouldn't have done that because, well, we see a Lich in such low HP and we're like, oh man, Lich easy to kill. Let's just grab for the for sure free kill, right? But Nirvana chat says nope. Slaughter is definitely a more important hero in this case, so we're gonna kill him right now because we can. Venomancer TP'd in, so nicely done. We are trying to take advantage of that as the Windrunner and Panda. You can see that they're moving in very aggressively, realizing that Weaver by himself can't really do too much to protect tower. Actually, interestingly, Weaver has turned off his Basilius ring. I think I saw him kept it earlier. But I think he should keep it on for now because his tower under a little bit of focus fire. And now we have a Venomancer coming in around here. And it looks like you see Panda going for the War Farm. No, get the last hit. Windrunner says, I'll take that, no problem. And it looks like Venomancer so far has 1 Sting, 1 Venomous Scale, and 1 Ward. Generally, you get Sting at level 3 as well. So getting a little bit of Ward early, which is an indication that means he thinks he won't get too many levels. When you know you're gonna get a lot of levels, you could pick up an extra level of Poison Sting, and Poison Sting is really good as a laning spell as well. So this is indication that he's gonna be doing a little bit of roaming as he's been roaming like that. There's a Gale right now. Reality Rift is gonna put him. There's a 4-second stun and a Doom as well. And Zoe says, FML. What am I gonna do here? King J picks up the kill there. Nice roam coming from Nirvana China. And guess what? This is a very good roam timing. Generally, wards are being placed, at the beginning of the map before creeps are even spawned. So they're, placed, I gotta say 20 to 30 seconds before 6 minutes. So this is the time where he says, oh, the first ward is gonna be gone. And when the first wards are gone, guess what? There's no sight on the river. Let's go for a gank. I'm not too sure how conscious they were in the war timing, but I think they are. I think they are. And generally, at 6 minutes right now, this is like the most perfect time because sometimes some players will want to wait, till the clock is ticking up and then they place a ward. But again, they time out during 6 minutes. So 6 minutes on, that is the best time to go for a gank because support players most of the times aren't really good enough to keep up with the wardage, or they don't have to go to replace a first ward as or replace a ward as the first ward immediately runs out. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. But yeah, good ganking timing coming in from Nirvana China. So they're controlling the lane. Again, it's really hard to tell who's farming better. But I know how many creep kills Zoe has. He's got 19 in 7 minutes, which is not too good, to be completely honest here. But it is okay. You can say he's using his fire breath to kind of just harass back Doom. Doom has a haste rune, and also, but there's the ganks coming in right now. Doom's actually moving ahead. There's a Dragon Tail coming in, and King J's gonna be in trouble. There's a crush. Can they chase him down? No! Magic Wand, and he's gonna live. Wow! And that is why chain stun is so important. And they did chain stun properly. Like that was every stun at its full duration. But unfortunately, the haste rune was just a little bit too much. Very, very lucky for King J. But meanwhile, on the bot lane here, Panda was very low. Can we go in for the Sakuchi Shaco shot from Tron? Don't mess with him. But looks like Magic Wand is going to bring him up. Oh, he just turned level 6, but no time lapse. It looks like Tron is going to get a kill under his tower as well. Tron again, maybe a pudgy ass kid. but don't mess with this guy. Look at his shackle shots. And of course, claiming kills. Now he's going to get a little bit of levels as well. Even support Woodrunner nowadays gets quite a bit of levels. So it's, you know, pretty good. And he's going to get a couple of last hits as well. That is going to be very important for him. I definitely seen Soaring Woodrunners before. But I wonder if he's going to skip that altogether. Maybe go for like a phase boot first or a 4-star first. But we'll have to wait and see. And of course, that was a very strategic choice. Very smart choice by King J, picking up his Vit booster first. I think a lot of players like, let's just pick up a Ring of Hell first. It's a little bit better in terms of, you know, regen in lane and stuff like that. But King J says, nope. Gonna go for the raw HP because it gives me so much more survivability. And that absolutely paid off, because in that last team fight, if he didn't have that Vit booster, ooh, he'd be dead. Looks like both teams trying to get a little bit of mid game going on. It's gonna be difficult, but because these heroes are so damn tanky. 11 armor right now on the DK. Of course, right now we have what, 1300 HP and Scourge Orf on that Doom. So both supports are not really having as much luck ganking the respective solos. But here comes Venomancer, going to be blocking off this jungle again. So this is indication that they expect this laning stage is going to be continuing on, because, well, if you don't expect the laning stage, generally you don't block off the pool camp, you know, after 6 minutes. You don't block it off. It's like, you know what, the laning stage is kind of done. No need to waste another ward on it. But yeah, he's going to block it off, so that's a huge indication that, well, I expect the laning stage to continue. It looks like that expectation is correct, because, well, no one is really moving out of the lane. It's only 2 to 3 so far, and you know, the kills are fairly even. It is, yeah, 2 to 3. So this is where I like to say, oh, let's give it a creep check, but unfortunately that would not be possible. But I could still check on gold. Let's see how Weaver's doing on gold. It says he's got 800 gold. I don't know if he's going to go for Breach of Speed right now. Venomancer might be in trouble. Shackle Shot! And there's going to be a clap as well. Power Shot as well. And now we have Venomancer's going to go down. That Swarm. It's going to be free 30 gold for the Sentinel team. And, I mean, you got to, like I said earlier, if Venomancer don't watch his positioning, he's going to be the one that's going to get his head chopped off. And that's exactly what we saw there. So nicely done by Chuan, identifying that and then Shackle Shotting immediately. Me on top here, when the amplified damage on Slaughter, it's such an intimidating result, and it looks like CK really brave. Does he? Oh, okay. He's gonna drop a stun, I guess so. I mean, I don't care if he's a really fast moving hero, but Slaughter could keep up with you because he has sprint. So, you know, here Doom going into the jungle. He's find himself a speed or a creep, but he's gonna just be hasting back in the jungle. DK say, yo, where'd my creeps go? But again, still very tame laning. I hope this game is gonna ramp up a little bit, because I'm pretty sure none of us would want to see them farm for 40 minutes. But yes, Doom is got the Vanguard already. If you guys were wondering what the Doom build is, if you guys haven't been watching pro game, you know, 3 or 4 months ago, Doom generally go for Phase Boot, Vanguard, and then Radiance. And then after the Radiance, he goes for the, looks like a huge engagement on the top lane. Slaughter being hammered down by many spells. There's a crush, but with multiple slows on him and the right clicks. Can he survive, though? He pops a magic wand, is going to die to Venomancer's right clicks. So a 3-man gang coming in, and that's what it takes. If you want to kill a hero like this, you got to gank him 3-man. And this is very reminiscent of 2009's Shrat back in 2009 and 2010. In LGD's play, which basically has 3 very hard to kill carries. Yeah, there's one mid lane, there's one on the bot lane, and then there's one on top. And they basically say to the enemy team, yeah, you could gank one of my carries, and that's probably gonna be successful. But that means that 2 of our carries on the other lane is gonna be farming against you, so you're gonna get out farm sooner or later. So Swarm comes in right now. Weaver got, ooh, what are you doing, bro? And he's going to time-lapse out, and that means that he's not going to have his ultimate in a bit. I have no idea why he was trying to play so aggressive. He didn't have teammates coming in right now. Maybe he's trying to fake out an ultimate or something from the Panda, but I think Ferrari's here a little bit too good for that, so I'm not too sure exactly what that was about. But anyways, I was talking about the Doom's skill build, or excuse me, Doom's item build. So it's going to be Vanguard phase, and then into a Radiance, and then a Shiva's or AC, whatever that's the case, as we see Weaver really low. And again, don't need to play too aggressive, to be completely honest here. And the reason that Doom was such a favorite pick way back when, as we see Weaver died. Okay, when I looked away, he took a power shot to the face. So, anyways, the reason why Doom was so favored, you know, way back when is because, you know, 3 or 4 months ago, a lot of teams favored things like Radiance carries. Slow Bear was favored, and they're still favored. Weaver was favored a lot. And one of the best ways to deal with the Radiance carry is to farm the Radiance faster than them. And guess what? Doom's used to max, Devour by 7. He's a fairly tanky hero, so you don't have to, overcommit on the defensive items. That means you could go for a very, very quick relic. And that's what we often saw as we see, really wanted to get that reality rift off. I think he got a little bit far, but Shackle Shot is going to hit 2 hero again. Chuan delivers, and now we have a couple more right clicks, but no follow-up here, so that's going to be end. Where's the Chain Frost from the Lich is the question. He didn't have mana, nor does he have level 6, so never mind. I was like, man, that was a great start of the team fight, but they actually drew a TP scroll and didn't accomplish too much. Let's see if they're going to go the other way. Looks like they're not. These wards pesky to deal with. Venomancer is level 6. I'm not too sure whether he has ultimate. No, he doesn't have his ultimate. He has opted for wards. Which is a very common build on Venomancer because, well, you can see that level 6 ultimate. Yeah, he won't have enough mana to use it, especially after 1 Venomous Gale. It does take 200 mana, yes, to cast his ultimate. And after 1 Gale and a couple of wards, you won't have enough mana to do so. And it looks like they're going to find Panda, but they're going to focus on Lich instead. Lich, not level 6, so pick them off immediately. But there's no Doom on the Panda. Here we go, Panda. Pandemonium, he does have his ultimate. Never mind what I just said. And it looks like they're going to warp him down very easily. And meanwhile, we have, another Shackle Shot on the Venomancer, and a couple more right clicks on Zo. Zo's going to run out just fine. He's going to come right back in the team fight. Chuan's still alive, and that's such a dangerous proposition. We do have Doom regening up. He's at full mana, full HP at this point. Shackle Shot just for the small slow, and we're going to have a clap. Where's the Doom? Did he use the Doom? It's a question. I don't know. Panda phasing like crazy. Wow, a power shot and a clap just is going to do the job. King J is going to be okay. How the hell did Venomancer drop his ult? I'm looking at the skill points. He has 1 Gale, he has 1 Sting, and then he has. Oh yeah, he has 3. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I may be trying to be a math teacher and everything, but addition is actually not one of my fortes. So, anyways. Meanwhile, Weaver was free farming, but he did die before, so I'm not too sure how much farm he got. Let's check his gold. 300 gold after Strength Shreds. No Cloak yet, and no Vanguard yet, so he's very, very far from anything at this point. And that's what I said earlier. Who is actually gonna do the damage? Doom is not too good of a damage dealer. He's okay. He deals, I mean, his right click's pretty hard, but he has a very slow attack speed. Most of his damage comes in from his nukes earlier on. And the fact that it comes in the fact that he tanks forever, and it takes him forever to kill you. Weaver's not going to do any damage because he, what is this going to do? Germinate attack or not? What is this going to do, right? Nothing. CK can do something, but again, he's melee. So, I'm seeing trouble right now for Nirvana in China. They don't have damage, especially against such tanky heroes of the IG lineup. Crystal Maiden, okay, especially when you're maxing all the nukes. But even so, that's not going to be enough. Venomancer, again, not maxing her Gale right now, maxing his wards instead, so that you're losing a lot of damage there. So if a big team fight breaks out, all the damage really, or excuse me, all the tanking power really is going to be in favor of the Sentinel team. And you saw in the last team fight, once Panda popped the ultimate, it wasn't even funny. Of course, especially when all those Shackle Shots hitting 2 heroes, like, it's just hard to deal with. On the mid lane here, we do see a little bit of push coming in here from Nirvana China. I don't think they could bring down this tower, nor they are really trying to, but never mind. We do see 3 or 4 heroes coming in. We do have a another haste run on Doom, and YYF, or excuse me, King J doing a very good job in terms of rune controlling. Let's see if it's go for a gank on any one of these heroes. But even if he gets off of Doom, it doesn't matter because they're so tanked. And it looks like we are gonna have that Blink Dagger play from Panda. Again, I want to say this is not the standard. Facebook Blink, it might be very standard of how we think we should play Panda, but the Chinese players generally go for a face boot into a Django because there's like, you know what, we don't need a blink in. We're so tanky anyways. We could soak up a couple of spells, and all we really need is a higher mana pool to get off our spells. But in this case, he's opted for the blink, and which means that he's going to have a low overall mana pool to work with. And you might be thinking, well, why does it really matter when Panda have his mana? After his ultimate, it's pretty much done, right? Actually, not so much. Again, this is a very chasing-oriented metagame. So after your ultimate, if you have the mana to do so, if you have the movement speed, which Phase Boot and Django gives you, you could actually catch up to some of the slower moving supports, and actually pick off a couple more extra kills. So yes, Blink will help you do that as well, But again, the mana pool is an issue. You can see that he's struggling right now. After a blink, clap, and ultimate, you're done. Like, your mana pool is done. Unless you have arcane boots on your team, so. Anyways, both teams still opting to farm. Slaughter is going to be lighting up that ant. But looks like we're going to see a gank coming in from CK. And let's see if that's going to be successful. They're waiting for the tower. Yeah, the tower is attacking the creeps now, so this is a good time to go. Slaughter expects something, as you see. A couple heroes missing off the map, and here comes DK. And of course, we have TP scrolls coming on the Sentinel all the time. DK is coming into the jungle. His fight should be breaking out soon. No, it's going to be the Scourge on the retreat. Very, very interesting. Panda meandering to the mid lane. He's going to find himself an Invis rune. And I do believe Venomancer have saw him pick it up. Did he? Here's the question. No, I guess he did not. A couple right click. Look at that huge crit shackle shot from Tron on the low ground. Almost too easy for Tron here, as he picks up an unstoppable streak. This is, by the way, a support windrunner, I would like to say, but he's got the mega finish in 18 minutes. He's got it for a while now. See how much gold Chuan has. He's got another 700 gold. Yeah, so he's filthy rich. There's a blink right now. A couple more right clicks. Power shot, shackle shot just for the slow. Chuan. Wicked sick stuff. Wicked sick. Bring on the bot lane here. More engagement. There's a Dragon Tail. Crush, 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 crush. No, crush. Mana is the question. No, he had the mana to do so. But here comes a Doom. Who's going to focus on? There's a Doom right now, but we need a reality. We need a reality. No, we don't have that reality. They're going to focus on Zoe instead. Zoe, 4-second stun right now, but they don't have the damage. You see that? They're like, yeah, you guys are going me, but King J did get a kill, of course, on Doom. That is going to happen. Excuse me, King J got a kill on Tasara with his Doom, excuse me. And I'm surprised no one denied that. I was like, okay, alright. But now Doom is down, which means that Panda has no answer. And this is time for Scourge to back off, and I think they are doing that right now. Yes, Vanguard is up on CK, Vanguard is up on Doom. And I believe Weaver's going to be also going for Vanguard. Or at least he's trying to buff up his HP. It doesn't matter, to be completely honest here, whether they have Vanguard or not. Like, both teams will outlast each other. And I believe Sentinel are more capable of doing that because the hero is just naturally tankier. They don't even have to get Vanguards if they don't want to, but I think they're going to do it anyways, because, I mean, Vanguard is such a strong tanking item. No, it looks like Slaughter's going to go straight for BKB. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. You don't even have to go Vanguard when you're playing Slaughter, Panda, and DK. But, hey, both teams are still farming very slowly. I guess my camera now is going to be on all time on Chuan, and because, well, his shackle shot is simply amazing. And you might be thinking, well, what is this power treads about? Isn't phase boot, the standard and most common build as we see? That his spell got drew out by a blink clap and he missed. And but they noticed that, oh, this one's fake, no problem. So you might be thinking, well, what the hell is this treads about? Isn't the standard build on Women or phase boot? And yes, it is the standard build. And the reason that he's going for treads instead of the phase boot is he simply needs some extra mana. You can see Mecha takes a bit of mana, 150 to be exact. All of his spells take up all mana. And again, Tron is the way that he plays a Windrunner, he always stays in team fight till the end. So you want to have as much mana to work with as possible. And the next follow-up question will be like, well, then why don't all Windrunner get phase boot, or excuse me, why don't all women get treads? Don't they need a mana as well? Yeah, you gotta remember, excuse me, that Tron. I'm having such difficult time speaking today. I have no idea why. Looks like 4-second stun goes on Tron. Doom immediately on her as well. Perfect play. Can they bring her down is a question. No, she's gonna just run out, and this is the power of that Chain Frost plus the Panda ultimate. There's really nothing you could do here, and IG picks up immediately 2 kill, and looks like Tron did get killed by his teammate Faith. Nicely done. Crystal Maiden in trouble as well, and she goes down. Look at the HP level here, and Slaughter finally goes down, and Weaver in trouble. Does he have the time? That's the question. Trying to Sakuchi out. I think he's gonna make it. Where's the blink dagger play from? He does have the blink, but he doesn't have the clap. But indeed, the physical right hits is gonna do the job. So a couple things in that last team fight. I want to talk about this Panda play immediately. If the Weaver had any extra mana, he would not have to, or extra HP, he would not have got the kill. And I was gonna say, man, look, this is a problem with Panda. Like, after a single team fight, you still could do a lot if you have the mana pool to do it. And you saw that in that instance, he did not have the mana pools. Not that he needed it, because all he needed was 2 more physical right hits. But in some other cases, let's say if there's a full HP Crystal Maiden trying to run, you definitely want that clap. And now he's going to be working on a Django to remedy that situation. Second thing in that situation, in that last team fight, how it worked out fairly decently for Nirvana in China before they got totally owned, is that they doomed the Windrunner. And dooming Windrunner is so important in most team fights because, well, she does have the mecha, she does have insane shackle shots. So if you could remove her from the team fight completely and out right on the outset, you have an advantage. But again, you got to pick your poison. If you doom the Windrunner, that means you're not dooming the Panda, and the Panda ultimate is also very insane. So Panda kind of just won the team fight there for IG. But I think before I was saying that, I was talking about why you want to go why you want to go treads on. Oh no, another shackle shot hits and a couple more right clicks. There's a Dragon Tear as well, and Doom's gonna get completely focused off. But there is a Swarm and there's a Gale as well. But they're like, you know what, no problem. There, Doom got. That's why it's so. That's why I was saying, why the hell do you want to pick Doom against Slaughter? Like once you get lit up, you are so easy brought down. They had no trouble chainstunning him down very easily. But yes, again, for the last time, let's talk about this Windrunner skill build, as we might see a Panda initiation. Panda does have the Django now, and he won't have his ultimate online yet, I don't think. But I think they're gonna just kind of power down this this tower. And looks like Weaver looking for a trade on the mid lane. Glyph is used, and looks like they're gonna try to go for it. We have a single teleportation throw coming back in. That is the Windrunner, and looks like tower is gonna be defended. Meanwhile, tower was destroyed on the bot lane, and Weaver trying to stick around to do something, but he's not gonna be able to do so. But anyways, yes, for the last time, let's go back to this Windrunner power treads build. Most solo Windrunner go for phase breach for better laning and of course better mobility and whatnot. But Chuan is going for Treads Windrunner because he did not get the solo levels, so that means he's going to have lower int pool overall, lower mana pool overall, and again, he is the mecha holder. So you want to always have enough mana to cast mecha on all of your spells. So having the extra mana pool is very, very important for this Windrunner play, a support Windrunner play. But again, if you're going for solo Windrunner, it means that you're generally going to be up on a lot of levels. And because when you're up on a lot of levels, well, you could get away from not getting power treads. You know, you could go phase because a lot of solo Windrunner go for things like Force Staff afterwards, and that gives you an extra little bit of mana as well. So that's pretty important. So I mean, this game I've been stressing a lot on things like movement speed and on mana pool. And yes, mana pool is a big deal because again, if you win a team fight or if you force your opponent to win, whether you chase well or not, it's completely dependent on whether you have the mana to chase or not. So again, Django on Panda, Treads on Windrunner, really helpful in terms of chasing. So we're 25 minutes in here. The kill score is 14-7. It's a very tame game, but you can see that right now IG is getting complete map control in the sense that they've been pushing multiple towers, meanwhile keeping up all their towers. They have lost 1 tower and they have pushed down 4. And they pushed down very key towers from the Nirvana China team. Key tower being these 2 mid towers, and also the bottom 2 towers. And those are key towers, well, because Roshan engagement right now is happening. And if the enemy team had those tower up, and if this turns out to be a very extended Roshan engagement, Scourge should buy back and then TP in. But that's not the case here, as we see Banana gets completely picked off. And that means a free agents for the Sentinel team. You can see that Weaver normally would be like, yeah, let's just keep pushing and then TP back immediately. Well, he could TP back, but he has a couple of ways to travel to actually make it out there to join the team fight. I'm pretty surprised that Slaughter TP back and defended this. I think they should have gone for the Roshan, to be completely honest, because they have Windrunner with the Medallion Courage that will pop off the Lincolns with -6 armor, and then you pop off the amplified damage as well. That's so much minus armor that Roshan could be brought down within seconds. Of course, they might have lost their mid tower and the top tower, but I guess since you're so ahead in terms of tower, you could kind of give up for them. But seems like they don't really want to run that risk, and then instead they're gonna just go for the defend on the top tower, and then they lost the mid tower. I think that was a little bit in favor of the Scourge lineup, to be completely honest here. But I think right now IG so ahead, again ahead by 8 kills and a whole bunch of towers. They could give up mid tower, no big deal. But yes, let's look at item progression here from Panda. He's gonna go for Vlad's, which is great for DK, which is great for the Slaughter because the extra armor, the extra the mana regen is great. extra plus damage is also as well. And you notice how I didn't say lifesteal. Lifesteal is not the big component here. It is the armor, it is the mana regen, it is the plus damage that is more important. I think a lot of more amateur slash pub players always get the vibes. Oh, let's get you know, the lifesteal aura. That's great. No, the better thing is about the armor, the mana regeneration, and the plus damage. So Roshan is lit up, both teams contending for right now top equilibriums, really railing on this tower. But again, the initiation power is on the Sentinel. Here we go, they can come up. Where's the Shackle Shot? Ultimate is dropped right now. There's a Doom on the Panda. Yes, they need to focus him down completely. Chain Frost bouncing. Look at how much damage doing. Crystal Maiden is meching up right now, and can they do the damage? There's a Purge coming from Doom, and I think they are going to focus down on Zoe. Yes, Zoe is going to be focused down. That Radiance doing so much damage, and this is going to be a team fight 1 for the Scourge, and Scourge could come back here and grab the Roshan. Let's see if that's exactly what they're going to do. 3 kills going in the favor of Scourge, and they have lost only 1 hero who they lose. Crystal made it, no big deal. And with the Roshan at half HP, they are gonna do the job. And guess how they won a team fight? They doomed the Panda. Panda has such a momentum gear. They literally took the entire full Chain Frost. No big deal. As long as you don't pop that Panda ultimate, we could deal with it. Panda ultimate again, a 2-second bolt. Is it a 2-second stun? It's a long stun from that Earth Panda, and has a 6-second cooldown, I believe. And then the Cyclone has a 8-second cooldown, I believe, and the Cyclone's you for 6 seconds. I think those numbers are not exactly correct, but you guys get the picture. That Panda do so much disruption, and after that it's done, he will still clap, he will still chase like crazy with his Django blink and stuff like that. So if you doom him right at the beginning team fight, you mess him up. So I do believe that was a huge misplay from IG. You have a blink dagger on your Panda, you know. By every situation, you should always get off your ultimate. So I think that was a really good chain stun coming in to isolate that Panda, and immediate doom on him to follow up. And that's why they won the team fight. So Nirvana China needs a little bit more than that. But as I was saying earlier, as the team fight broke out, I do believe Nirvana China has a disadvantage when it comes to team fight, to be completely honest here, because, well, they don't have the initiation. IG has the initiation in the forms of a Blink Dagger Panda with a Windrunner Shackle Shot, and after that BKB on the Slaughter, I'm pretty sure he's going to go into a Blink Dagger as well. So we're going to see multiple ways of initiation, and that is going to be eventually very difficult to deal with for Nirvana China. In fact, I don't know how they deal with it. The only way they could really deal with it is out-tank it. And out-tank it is never a very elegant way to go about the situation, if you know what I'm saying. Which, by the way, my question is, with the Doom now getting the Radiance, what the hell is that Weaver going to get? He's been getting a lot of farm. Let's see how he is doing on the gold. He's got 2k gold. I guess Manta Style would be a decent choice. BKB, yes, BKB is a fairly decent choice as well. Because BKB, although it doesn't give you a lot of damage, plus 24 damage with German attack isn't too bad. You're you know, shrugging off things like Chain Frost, Power Shots, and also, you know, a bulk of Panda's damage. But he might need to go something like Butterfly, I want to say, maybe a Heart. But he's in a very tough situation. He's going to go for a Cloak. Maybe he's going to go for a Pipe, I guess. I don't know, but Doombringer, the question is he going to go for AC or the Shiva? I say if the Sentinel is losing, or if the Scourge is winning a little bit more, I think going for the AC is better. I feel like AC is a little bit more offensive with the minus armor, and of course a little bit better when you're pushing down towers. I feel like Shiva's a lot better defensively. And considering the fact that they need to really out-tank the enemy team to outlast the enemy team, I believe Shiva is the correct item choice. But hey, AC is ultimately a better late game item. So if he's going for the more late game, I would understand if he's going to go for the AC. We'll have to wait and see what he got. Also in that last engagement, I'm not too sure whether you guys caught it, but Doom had a Purge. And that was actually pretty cute because it purged the DK and it couldn't run. And that was really cool. I really like the creep choice here from Doom. And now he's gone for the Speed Aura, which is not a bad creep in any means. But we'll see. Is he going to pick up, let's say, the Dark Shore Warlord for, you know, for things like, ooh, he passed the bottle to Veno. That's cool. This is allowed, right? Buy an item, you use it, and then you give it to your enemy, to your teammate. I guess that's allowed. Yeah. Meanwhile, another smoke attempt here coming from the Sentinel, and they're gonna try to set something up again. If they can find the Weaver, Weaver gets shackled by Chuan. Look off the range creep, complete chain stuns, easy 4v5 team fight. It looks like they're gonna still try to fight, but Panda gets his ultimate right now, and I believe that was a huge mistake here. And looks like DK has a freaking Maelstrom, and looks like there's a Cyclone in the air and a couple more right clicks. There's a Dispel, there's a Shackle Shot, overkill coming here, and they are gonna do the draw. Chuan is godlike. Damn. All right, let's talk about the DK with the mother effing Maelstrom, which, by the way, I believe it stacks with your ultimate. Frost attack is a buff placer, and this is an orb effect. I believe it should work. You mechanic pros out there, let me know if it doesn't. I think it works. And the reason he's really gone for the dragon form is like, we actually could out tank them. So the next logical step is to just kill them, right? Like, we survive so much better. They are on the run most of the time. So yeah, I mean, I can go for things like Vanguard and Pipe. I can do that, and that's gonna be cool. But there's no need to, because they spend the most of the team fight running anyways. So why don't we just chase and kill with the more damaging items? So the damaging item is going to be choice. So in terms of damaging item goes, what do you want to go? You could go for something like a crit, which is going to be cool, but he doesn't really have the attack speed to utilize it. AC could be considered as a damaging item, but really it's more tanky oriented. No other orb effect really works. Lifesteal is not really a damage item per se. Desolator definitely does not work because he has, DK form. Desolator is both a plus placer and an orb effect, so it doesn't stack with his frost form. So I guess that is kind of the logical remaining choice. And also, when you upgrade it into a Maelstrom or Mjolnir, however you want to pronounce it, that static charge on yourself really, really good against Radiance carriers, because it's gonna proc like crazy. The Radiance is always gonna be in the team fight. And looks like we're going to see a Discourage barreling down. I really don't like their teamfight choice. They lost the Weaver. They should have cut their losses and turned back. But they did not have the positioning. Panda got off his ultimate, and that was N. It looks like it is going to be Shiva coming in from King J. And this is a really, really strong push coming in here. And can they really mess up? And the reason, by the way, the reason that Discourage is pushing like a Rambo machine right now is because they know, hey, Panda don't have the cooldown yet. It's such a long cooldown on the ultimate. We could just take this tower for free. Strong identification coming from Nirvana China here. And that's kind of what I said during the pick ban phase. Lich and Panda, really devastating heroes, but you could definitely take advantage of it because, well, it's going to be on cooldown, so you could take down a free tower. So both teams strategically just making so many beautiful plays, and I hope you guys are. I mean, look, come on, let's be honest here. 30 kills in 34 minutes, not an interesting game by any means, but the strategic, I'm just like drooling on how well both teams playing. It looks like the Sentinel is going on defensive. Does that mean his ultimate is up? Doombringer is gonna get caught. Oh no! Again, wow. Look at that Shadow Shot. Don't even trip. He does have the Aegis. Here we go. CK comes in right now, but he's going to get completely focused. There's a Doom. But where's the Doom, though? Did he Doom anyone? Who did he Doom? I don't know. It don't matter because he's dead at this point. Again, Shackle Shot on the Weaver, so he's not doing anything. Crystal Maiden doing a lot of slow, but that's it. She's only slowing Chuan, getting beyond godlike. Slaughter finally dies, but the team fight is not over yet. And it looks like Chuan finally misses like his first Shackle. He might actually die here. No, Force Staff out. He does have Frost Armor on him as well, and now X in complete trouble. Gonna time lapse a lot of damage away, and now Venomancer needs to get the hell out as well. They have True Sight somehow on the ground. Where's the gem? Do they have gem? It's a question right now. Weaver is gonna go down, and you can see that Frost Armor plus the Maelstrom still proccing. Tron, by the way, is still alive like a boss. And that's GG, guys, and that is GG. The biggest thing that they had going for them was that they had the Aegis on the Doom, but being out of position, and now Crystal Maiden decides to be out of position as well, and they are dead. And that's a game. That is really a game. They had True Sight on the gem on the Lich. Sorry for not noticing this huge icon instead, my bad. But yes, really, really, really good play from IG. And mistakes from Nirvana China. That's like the third or fourth time they got out of position. Weaver got out of position here, and Doom got out of position here. And it's really easy to say, oh man, look, Nirvana China making mistakes. But it's also because IG is doing such a good job. You can see, well, let's go to Scourge Vision Rosas. What the hell do they see? Nothing. Well, because Lich is counter warding like a champ with the gem. And when you lose map control like that, when you lose map control by not having wards, by getting pushed back because enemy team had an earlier advantage, well, smoke gangs are going to be so successful. All those successful team fights begun with a smoke gang from IG. And they're making this very, very effective. BKB was the item choice, and now we have Maelstrom 2, I like to call it, or a Mjolnir. And BKB was a very logical choice against this lineup because, well, where the hell is their damage going to come from? Especially when you tag on magical immunity on it. I mean, they could kind of deal with the DK by stunning him and dealing with the other teammates, so you have very potent 4-second stuns here, a 2-second stun, like very, very good stuns overall. But once you pop the BKB, he is impervious to basically anything that Scourge team throw at them. And now with the mass attack speed, with this Maelstrom, Mjolnir, plus a static charge, ooh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And right now, Nirvana China gonna be pushing again. They could only do this because the ultimate is down from Panda. Like they would not have done it any other day. Any other day they wouldn't have done it. And you gotta make it quick, guys. That Panda ultimate will come back on cooldown if you wait long enough. So this is a testament of how well they defend. They do have, you know, pretty good frontline tankers. The DK, the whatchamacallit. Even though Panda doesn't have his ultimate, he can still fight. You know, don't get me wrong, he does have a fairly decent slow. Oh, there's a 4-staff in, and there's a crush, and there's a blink, and there's the ultimate. Uh-oh, Doom is going to be completely in trouble. You can see he's so easily brought down, even with the Shiva Scar. Ferrari gets a kill on him right now, and the rest is just a chasing team fight. Just a formality, because you're not going to be running from frost attacks from Fire Panda. I don't care if you're Weaver or not. You can see the Weaver is going to be dead as well, trying to time-lapse, not get off. Crystal Maiden, revenge kill. No, not even get the kill, because guess what? Tron says I forced him out. Beyond Godlike double kill. Let's look at Tron's score. 12, 1, and 8. How good is this guy? Too good. Too good. And the push is going other way, and I don't believe the Scourge team will defend. No, they're going to go for the Roshan instead. They will bring it down very easily because, well, they have Slaughter, and they do have the Medallion Courage. Going to pop it off. Tron's going to sit up here and attack, again, through that glitchy spot down the hill. And I believe, even though with no Raxus down, Sentinel just have too big advantage, and it's going to be a G. And G, who's going to pick up the Aegis? It's going to be Windrunner. And hey, Tron, you earned it. You earned that. You earned that Aegis. It's so good, Shackle Shots. And I believe they could just go in and finish the Roche. Finish Rax. They do gotta be worried that there is a pretty big wave coming. But I don't think with this tower at full HP and the fact that they still have a glyph, I don't think they're gonna lose the top tower. They might lose the tower, but they're not gonna lose the Rax. And here we go. Panda doesn't have the ultimate now. So they can't really do too much, and like looks like they're gonna just back off. Well, it's like, you know what? Let's just wait for an ultimate to be back up. We have our Aegis, so it's no big deal. Panda's gonna mop up the farm now. He's gonna go for the Ops Scepter. Mana is no longer an issue. He's very, very hopeful with his teammate, having the Vlad's charges, having the Django charges. And of course, like I said earlier, when that team fight almost broke out, even if you don't have your ultimate, you're still a force, especially against right-click carries, because your Drunken Brawler, your Drunken Haze, really, really good. Your Drunken Brawler makes you a pretty tanky force against heroes such as CK and Weaver, so that's really decent as well. So I mean, he could actually still right-click some, even without his ultimate, but his ultimate, of course, is a bread and butter skill. Both teams taking this time to farm up a little bit more. Doom feeling like he needs to get his little bit magical resistance. Or did he have this a long time ago? I don't think he did. I really believe HC should be his next choice. Or BKB, one or the other. And the reason being so is, like, you saw how easily he's brought down regardless. They have a Medallion Courage. They have an Amplified Damage. That 16 armor that he has right now, yeah, that's going to be wiped out completely. Just with those two things on him. So they could easily deal with this Doombringer right now, even with the Shiva Scar. So if you want to out-tank them, you gotta get armor, more armor. So the AC would be really helpful. But even if he gets really good armor, guess what? The magical attack of that Monir from the DK would really deal with him well. So maybe like, you know what? I need to get magical resistance. It's just, at this point, if I was King J, if I was the Doom player, I would feel like, man, I'm always one item behind. Like, you know, I would get one tanky item that's going to be good against, you know, half your team, and then some other guy's gonna pick up an item that's gonna counter my item. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna get Shiva against your minus armor, and then you know, Zoe says, oh, I'm gonna get magical attacks. And now you're like, oh f. Now I need to get magical resistant, and they're like, oh yeah, let's get more you know, let's get more damage in this case. And you're like, oh f. Like, you're always an item behind in terms of tanky, and that's never a good way to go about it. Trying to make a gang happening, but Zoe, no problem. So, by the way, very, very tanky. Of course, you see that he's sitting at almost 30 armor. He's got 2k HP, 2.4 HP. He's got, you know, Black King Bar. He's got mass regen. He's tank. He's really, really tank. Both teams jockeying for position. You can see that Creequilibrium pushing against the Sentinel, and this is really, really pushing against the Scourge, and this is really good time for IG to kind of just finish out the game. Force Staff is picked up on the Lich. Slaughter has a Blink BKB, so BKB first, and then go back to Blink, like I said. And then Panda now with the, of course, the Auras, and then now with this Monopole, with this Chase, very, very nicely done. Of course, both the supports have the Force Staff Pipe is finished on that support winner, Mecha Pipe, Force Staff, and Medallion Courage. If I didn't know better, I said he's solo. But Tron says, don't need a solo. Still could own. I mean, on the other side, let's see how the progression is doing with the item. Crystal Maiden has an Earn Embracer, very, very sad life for Crystal Maiden. Not even level 11 yet. CK has a Cloak and a Vanguard. That's it. Weaver has a Pipe. That's it. Doom is the only one that's getting farmed. Venomancer has what? A Mega Vanguard. I guess that's pretty decent. But not going to be enough, as we have the team barreling down on your front door. DK says, ooh, he rolls his hand. Not too sure what that's about. Oh, where's that? Was that Phantasm? I think that was Phantasm. Is he gonna reality riff in a guy? That's the question. Even when you reality riff in a guy, though, the problem is he could pop the BKB faster. You could get off your CK stun, so you're gonna be trouble. There's a 4-second stun on him, but where's damage? Tower's like doing some damage, but not enough. He's gonna magic one up, no problem. There's a Force Staff on Crystal Maiden, Shackle Shot just for soul, and actually DK not really doing that. There's a Blink, there's an ultimate from the Panda. Chain Frost gonna be dropping. Doom gonna get focused. You can see his HP dropping so fast. Can he make it out alive? And it looks like he won't, because that no, he will. Scourge Earth OP, but Tron gets a double kill in the middle of that. Crystal Maiden's ultimate gets completely ignored. Venomancer gets focused down as well. What the hell was that? Whoever saved the replay just left at that point. I guess it was one of the Scourge heroes, Scourge players that saved the replay. But, you know, you guys saw how the game went. And, well, that was the game. That was the game. That was an abrupt ending. I was like, what? Alright, okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the game. I understand the game was, you know, somewhat light on the kills, but I think I talked a lot about, like, at first it was like history lessons on picks and bans, and then like it was like item lesson. I actually think this one was I actually enjoyed this commentary. So hope you guys enjoyed it as well, and I'll be bringing you guys more Dota 1 and Dota 2 content in the nearby future. And that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Luminous signing off. See you guys.